What is good, y'all? Welcome back to my channel, and today I have a wings to go mukbang. I have Barbicide wings, both traditional, but Barbicide, which is barbecue, and Homicide, which is, I think I saw it's just exclusive to wings to go. So kind of those combined, kind of a little bit of sweet, a little bit of hot type thing, and those are just straight hot wings. I got water here, and I'm gonna be talking about, I put up a poll yesterday. I'm gonna be talking about dealing with a breakup. And I put this up, this was subconscious, I think, because I was like, I want, there's a few things I want to talk about. I know people want to hear, or people like to hear, you know what I mean? And just happened that Q was putting out her album. I think I subconsciously was like, all right, let me put like, because like relationship stuff, the music, you know, it ties in. And dealing with a breakup, it deals with the song she's putting out today. I just wanted to say I am very proud of Q. I was there for like all the music when she was recording in the studio. She put out an EP today, so I'm very proud of her. It's surreal. I got to hear her record those songs, and now they're available for the world to hear. It's very, you know, I'm very proud of her. I'm very humbled to even have been there, be a part of the process. And I think I just subconsciously was like, all right, dealing with a breakup. I just put that in. I didn't think it would. I don't know what I thought would win. That ended up winning. Song she's putting out today, it's called X Chick. It kind of has to do with a breakup, and we're not going to be talking about that specifically. But yeah, I just wanted to say I'm very proud of her and where she's come with the music, and kind of ties into what we'll be talking today a little bit. But let's get into the wings. I'm going to start out with some hots. I got blue cheese. Mm. Mm. Wings is a craving food, and this craving is hitting right now. I'm going right back to the hot. Wings to go fries their wings pretty hard, so it's like, it's not like what Q calls like a flabby wing. I didn't realize there was like a thing, but yeah, they fry their wings pretty well. I grabbed two. Delicious. Yeah, when you fry those wings hard, it's just a better experience. You know when you get like a loose wing, like the skin is loose on them? I didn't realize that was a thing until I like ate the wings and like was conscious of it. All right, let's go to Barbicide. Mm. I gotta compliment myself on this combination of hot and then hot with sweet. You know what I mean? I gotta say that was a good call by me. That was a good call. I don't know. Maybe it's just hitting my cravings right now, but oh man, delicious. I don't have a preference between drums or flats. I didn't even know that was a thing, but apparently it is. But I don't really have a preference. I like them both. Now let's go back, stay with there. I think I'm gonna go back to the hot. Let me get some water. Yeah, so I put up the poll yesterday and was like, yeah, well, there's a few things I kind of want to talk about, but so I put up, what I put up? Oh, just like important things in there for a good lasting relationship, my favorite gangster movies, music that's like hit me and inspired me, and dealing with a breakup. Dealing with a breakup one, actually, let me just double check while we are sitting here. Last I checked, it was pretty well ahead. And I'm going to talk about all those things. Excuse me. But, you know, I just wanted to, we'll do them kind of in order how they got voted. Yeah, dealing with a breakup one. So it just makes sense to talk about, like, what's going to work and what makes a relationship work so you don't have to break up. But we're going to talk about dealing with the breakup today. I'm going to eat this wing and we're going to. So yeah, so when you're dealing with a breakup, and there's two sides of it. There can be multiple situations. It could be where both people are heartbroken that they have to end this relationship. One person that's like, okay, I'm cool, and the other person is in it. So I'm kind of talking about if you're in it. Like if you are, obviously I think the person that's like gonna be doing the breaking up typically has already processed like their emotions or whatever, and is ready for what they're gonna do. They've already put the ultimatum in their head, and this is what I'm gonna do. It is what it is. So I'm gonna be speaking more to the side of like you're going through it. Like you're in it and you're like, oh. It's heartbroken. I've been on both sides. I broke a heart and I've had my heart broken. So this is like when you're in it, what you need to do to get out of it, because it is far from the end of the world. You are fine. You will be fine. It's all good. But how you get there, because like when you're in it, you're not hearing anything. So first thing you need to do is make sure you're completely away from that person and disconnected. So when I've had my heart broken and when I've gone through breakups, I wasn't really big in social media. It wasn't really like a thing. So I would say you got to sever all those ties ASAP. If the relationship's over, you need to end it. None of this staying friends business. You have to cut the ties. Staying friends is not the way to go. It's just gonna keep you like tied to them, and you don't want to do that. You gotta let things go. So disconnect all social media, the phone. So yeah, you need to sever all ties. You can't none of this. Email me, text me randomly. None of that. That's over. You need to delete the phone number. You need to sever all social media ties. You gotta just disconnect yourself, because like when you still are connected that way, your emotions are still connected with it. So knock that out, get it done. You gotta do it. Don't make excuses in your head, rationalize it. Out. Cut it all off. Cut it all off. That person's out of your life. And this applies no matter how you broke up. Whether you could have been, like I said, cheating or whatever, it doesn't matter. Cut those ties. Second thing you need to do, and again guys, this is just me speaking from my perspective. I sometimes did these things. I knew to do them. I still didn't do them. I'm speaking for someone who's in a happy relationship, and what the mistakes I made when I was there, when I was in that feeling. Second thing you need to do is you need to acknowledge how you're feeling. Like that this person, you're missing them. You're wanting them in some way. You have to acknowledge that. put your pride away. You have to acknowledge it. Like, if you're too proud to admit, like, oh, I'm over that, bro. I don't need to. But like, you know, people like you think they over the breakup, right? They over it. Oh man, yeah. F him and blah, 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 all that stuff. They talking all that mess, but they always talking about that mess because they're still thinking about that mess. Get over it. 86 the communication. 86 it. You got to cut it off. And then you just acknowledge, like I said, acknowledge that you are in it. Like, it's okay. You're going to be okay. And then you need to get it out of your system. Get that empty feeling out. And the way to get that empty feeling out is you either need to cry it out. I like to go to the batting cages. If you got a punching bag, you need to do something. You need to focus on what you're feeling, whether it be sadness, pain, anger, whatever it is. Jealousy, acknowledge it. You need to be real with yourself. Acknowledge it, focus on it, and then do whatever. Like, you need to do something where you literally, the crying's good because you're like, you're flushing out. I think if you're feeling it, you can cry it out. If not, like I said, go to the batting cages, hit something. Go somewhere where you can scream. You need to flush it out, and do it until it's out of your system. It's a sickness. You need to get it out. Once you get it out, there'll still be remnants there. It's going to take time to get better, but get the main part out. And after that, you need to be selfish, because if you're not writing it, if crying it out, punching it out, whatever, that worked, then you're good. But if you're still not there, you need to, and you're probably not, you got to focus on yourself. You have to be selfish. Lock into you, whatever you love doing. Excuse me. I love watching movies. I love hanging out with my friends. And if you have a great friend, a family member that you can be vulnerable with and just be yourself and just let out with and just be completely honest, you need to go to that person anytime you're feeling it. Almost like a sponsor. Yeah, I've heard like with Alcoholics Anonymous, like you need to have somebody you can go to. Because yeah, if you got that support system there, that's tremendous. And you need to spend time with those people. And I thank my friend. I came back. I'll give you a little brief story, and I'm not gonna go into like the actual breakup itself. But I moved out to Arizona with my now ex-girlfriend. We were out there for 11 months. We broke up a month before our lease was gonna end, before we were gonna be having to move back to the East Coast. Anyway, I came back, and after, because I'm living there with it, it was rough. It was like, that's not pleasant. Like, you know what I mean? But then once you're away from that person, you feel something else. And luckily I have a longtime friend, my middle school buddy. I don't want to put his name out there. He knows who he is. He was there for me, for all my whining and like, oh my God, feeling bad for myself. And he got me out of it. This tough love. Just being straight up. But go to that person. And also just spend time with yourself. Like I love going to the movies. That's what I would do. If you like taking a walk, walk. If you like whatever YouTube channel or whatever, distract yourself in that. Lose yourself in something. If you work, do some overtime. Lose yourself in your job, make some money. Working out is tremendous. You need to just focus on yourself. Working out's a big one. One of my favorite songs to work out that helped me get through what I was going through was "Pursuit of Happiness" from Kid Cudi. I'd be on the treadmill, flush it out, and you get it up. It took me like, once I got out of that, it took me like a good couple weeks, and I was good. And it could be longer for you, but you need to do those things. You need to disconnect all communication. Then you need to acknowledge your pain and cry it out, punch it. You need to get it out of your system. Get it out. It's in there. It's energy. It's sucking the life out of you. Get it out. Get out. And some people are good at dealing with this stuff. They don't have to deal with it, so I'm not talking to them. But you gotta get out of your system. And then do things that you like and spend time with people that you love and you know care about you. Because that's when you see who your real friends are and all that, is when like you're in that and you got somebody that's there for you. You know what I mean? It's tremendous. It's a great feeling. You're like, okay, I'm not alone. That's how you feel. It's like you built this routine up with this person. My last relationship before Q, I was 4.5 years. So that's a long time to be with somebody, and then you gotta change up your routine. But you know, when you sit down and you're honest with yourself, you're like, this is the right thing. This was the right thing. And in that situation, I smelled it, but I was a little bit more optimistic. But it was absolutely the right thing for me. I'm as happy as I've ever been in my life right now. I'm with someone I completely connect with, somebody I can completely be myself with. You know what I mean? It's just tremendous. And had that not happened to me, had I not had to gone through that, I wouldn't be where I am today. So there's light at the end of the tunnel, people. I guess. Because I still got some food in front of me, I'm going to talk about things you can do to avoid going down that road. And I corrected it when I got with Q, because it was like a few months after I had broke up with my ex-girlfriend when I got with Q. So I was in what I was just talking about, where I'm just focusing on myself. I was working out a lot, going to movies, doing things I like, doing things I enjoy, spending time with my friends. So I wasn't really looking for a relationship. But you know, she's attractive, she started coming at me, so I'm gonna talk to her. But like, I told her exactly where I was in my life. So she knew exactly my actions, all that. What I'm getting at is the most important factor, in my opinion. There's a lot of things that go into a successful, long-lasting relationship. Communication, to me, is number one. It has to be number one. In the beginning, that person needs to know everything about, like, as soon as you decide to let them into your world, like as soon as you decide, okay, because you can't just let somebody into your world and start telling them all about yourself. This is where you build a trust level. You're like, all right, we're taking this relationship to the next level. This is who I am. All your flaws, your good stuff, your bad stuff. You don't really talk about your good stuff, that'll show. And so will the bad stuff, but they need to be aware. Like me, I sometimes can have like little things can bother me and I can explode. I'm almost like Incredible Hulk. Like 90% of the time I'm cool as a cucumber, and if I'm putting something together, like a cabinet or a table or something, and I can't do it, I just get enraged. Or like driving, people do something stupid on the road. No. I told her that right from Jump Street. I was like, this is what I do. This is my good habits. This is my bad habits. I mean, her very much the same person. We have a lot of similar qualities. I mean, we're born 2 years apart, and then our birthdays are 2 days apart. We grew up in the same area. Grew up same area. She was a freshman in high school and I was a senior, so we passed each other by. So like we're gonna have that. We obviously have different environments, different upbringings, so those things are different. But you know, I just realize who I'm with, and then you know, you get to know the person with, communicate with them, let them know how you're feeling. Anytime if you're feeling sad, they'll get to know it anyway, but don't hide it. Why are you feeling? Why you're feeling? I'm angry at this. I'm upset with this. You need to let your partner know. But communication to me is the most important. Be upfront about yourself. Be upfront about how you're feeling. If you're angry, like obviously when things are good, everybody, you both know things are good. We're feeling good, you know. It's noted. But if you're feeling some type of way about something, you need to let them know, especially early on, because they don't know you that well. When you take it to that next level, you start living together, whatever. They need to know everything about you, especially before you're going to live together. You gotta know. You gotta be there on the same page, big time, because living together is like the next level. Just always be upfront, and it's how it kind of ties into another important factor is your chemistry. How do you vibe together? How well do you communicate well? Are you guys like on the same page? Like you coming from the same place? Chemistry has to be good. You just have to have that connection where like we're on the same wavelength. We know how each other feels. You gotta have that chemistry. I had that with Q. I knew that from our early conversations. I got into deep stuff right away because I was like, listen, if I'm gonna be talking to this girl, I need to know like where her head's at as far as like certain stuff, like the society, the world, beliefs, all that stuff I want to know about. And she was completely honest with me. I was honest with her. And that was crucial. But for my previous relationship, I was self-conscious about talking about a lot of that stuff. But her, I just didn't care. I just told her right up front. And then it's like I was being vulnerable for the first time with somebody about some like inside stuff about me. And they were pretty much almost the same. Like, it's sometimes you tell things about yourself or how you feel or whatever, and it's a risk. You're putting it out there. It's a risk. Excuse me. So, you know, if this person like doesn't receive that or they feel completely opposite, because it's quite possible. Excuse me. That kind of, it's awkward. But at least you know. But like, you know what I mean? If it goes that way, then you know you don't waste each other's time. What type of conversations do you guys have, like in your relationship? What do you talk about? Do you talk about gossip? Do you talk about ideas? Do you talk about events, what's going on in the world? Or do you talk about like things you want to do, your dreams, where you want to go? I want to travel here. I don't want to travel here. I want to farm. I don't want to farm. I want to, like, you have to be on the same page with your dreams and be supportive of each other. Like if you're going down that road, you have to support the other person's dream and just be there. It's so cool to see like Q's dream being fulfilled right in front of me. It's awesome. Like I love it. So that's just know where you want to go and make sure you guys want to go in the same place. And if where you want to go changes, because that's life. You might want to one day be, a marketing executive or something, and the next day you want to be an artist. I'm sorry. You have to communicate that with the other person. Really good. Delicious. But yeah, that ties in with communication. And just be on the same page. Always know where you're going. Because like if you ever aren't, then you just be adult enough to acknowledge it and just do what's best for the both of you. If you're on the same page, then you're gonna laugh. If you're always knowing what your partner's feeling or what they're going through, or what you'll be good because you just be able to get through it. And you have to you kind of figure this out over time, but like knowing when the other person just needs to be alone and needs their space. Sometimes you live together for a while, like you just need your space and you need your time, and you just have to know that about each other. Just constantly communicating. Just know that you're on the same page with your dreams, your goals, where you want to go, family, all that stuff. All that stuff. I don't know. I'm an acquired taste. Like I can be very controversial in some ways, not everybody can take me, but Q is the perfect person to take me because we're pretty like we're on the same page with the things that could be a deal breaker with some people. We're on the exact same page with. Our thing is the only thing we clash about is because we're the same person, and we're just like, oh my gosh, I'm mad at myself. Anytime we're like talking to each other, we're having a disagreement. It's like, oh yeah, I do that too. What room do I have to talk? And we both do it. I do it. I'll fully acknowledge it, and I'm sure she'll fully acknowledge it. And we just, but you just realize that, you laugh about it, and you get over it. Boom, done. We're Scorpios. We have some, some volatile tendencies. We're very passionate about what we don't like to back down. But yeah, guys, that's my thoughts. I greatly appreciate you listening to them, and let me know any of your particular thoughts on how to deal with that. Like, because going through breakup stuff, it's painful. And what did you do to deal with? Leave it in the comments in case anybody else can gain from it. Because I'm just speaking from my own perspective and what works for me, so that could be whatever. But yeah, thank you guys for listening to my thoughts. And down below, I will leave the links, the description for Q's music, so please check that out. Great eclectic group of songs, so I definitely recommend it. Guys, thank you again for your time. I greatly appreciate it. I will see y'all again soon. Until then, take care and be well.